Hey, it's your boy Chris G. How y'all doing? It's October. I got a new show. Well, we're still working out the kinks. This is not the official new show. The goal is to have a new show by New Year. I'm going to do some short 5, 10 minute, 15 minute podcasts, have them on Spotify. But the goal is to have them on Patreon. I'm going to have a free one that's a shorter show, and then a separate show that's on Patreon. That's about 15 minute, 20 minute runtime, and then $5 a month. So if you want to support your boy, I'll be starting it in the year 2024. That's the goal. That's the plan. And we're going to get it going. So, but I wanted to start with, because it is October and it's October's very own Drake. Drake just dropped an album, and it is titled For All the Dogs. For all the dogs, man. And I haven't been through the whole album. I've been through about half of it, and it sounds like, and some of it's for the dogs, some of it's for the cats, It's a Drake album. It's not totally an R&B album. I was hoping for some more street stuff, but it's got 23 tracks. It's going to be good enough for, it's good enough. There's going to be plenty for everybody to find something they like. Drake was supposed to drop this album, I don't know, a couple months ago. But if you know Drake, if it's close to album dropping season and October's right around the corner, why just wait till October? Because you're OVO, your October's very own. It makes sense. I'm November's very own. Birthday coming up in November. Let's not talk about that. But yeah, I mean, the album sounds good. You know what Drake likes a lot? And I'm sure this album has 300 samples. That's another reason for the delay. He had to get so much clearance on so many beats and so many samples. And Drake's really into the beat switches, talking slow, talking soft. Then he switches the beat up to some street, some Goonie stuff. Lets loose a little bit. You know what I mean? That's what he likes to do. And, he's got Bad Bunny on the album. He got a Chief Keef feature, King Sosa from the Chi, my hometown. He's got a J. Cole feature. Come on, that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's like Jordan and Kobe on the same track. And I listened to that one. That's pretty street heavy. That's one you can bump in the ride. He's got a 21 Savage feature, of course. He's dropping all kinds of songs with 21. Soft Stuff, Party Next Door. So something for the fall for us to ride to. And next week we got a big drop from Westside Gunn. I can't wait. That's going to be fun. Westside, Griselda, if you know anything about rap and hip hop, great curator of fashion and hip hop and blending the two together. And his albums are, they're his albums, but he curates a playlist and a playlist of features on his songs. And he has Dillinger and Alchemist beats and Dillinger beats and a lot of airy, soulful samples. And it's just artistic, and you really feel that energy. And I'm looking forward to that drop next Thursday. And hey, in sports news, my Bears just finally got a W. Bears finally got a W. And they beat the Washington Commanders yesterday night on Thursday Night Football on Prime, Amazon Prime, 40-20. 40-20 was the final score, and DJ Moore and Justin Fields looked incredible. I mean, as a Bears fan, as a diehard Bears fan, this is what we were waiting for. Coming into this game, we were winless, 0-4, and I think we hadn't won a game for 15 weeks or something, almost a full calendar year. And this is what we were waiting. Oh, I got a call coming in. What's going on, Big Mike?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Big Mike from Chicago. And it's not Miss Obama. Ah. So I was just talking about the I'm doing a solo pod. You're calling in. We're live right now. And I was just talking about just touching real quick on, it's October. So October's very own dropped an album for all the dogs.
Yeah.
For all the dogs, have you made it through it yet?
No, I've actually 3 songs I've listened to so far. Like 1, 2, 3.
Just the top 3 songs?
Yeah, just kind of hit it plus play for a little bit. It was all right,
You haven't made it.
You need time to resonate, but
yeah, it's gonna take some time. You haven't made it to the Cole feature, or the Chief Keef feature, which is surprising. Chief Keef's on here.
Yeah, it was kind of surprising. Yeah, no, I didn't seek out anything. I was gonna try and give it one listen, kind of through, unless the song kind of just drags and then I'm skipping. So I don't know, a little underwhelming of a start, I guess, but expectations are always high when it comes from Drake. So
yeah, it's 23 track album. There's gonna be a mix of things in here, a little something for everybody.
Yeah, he always and one of my critiques of Drake really with I enjoy his music, like a lot of the songs. He's kind of like he's always kind of in the moment with his music. I don't like a lot of his stuff kind of doesn't age as well to me as maybe some of the other artists do.
Right.
So you're gonna get a feel for what's going on at the moment when it comes to Drake.
The current vibe, the current sound, the current trends.
Yeah, and even if not, he's going to set it. Is what is going to happen. His approach is going to set the new trend.
He's gonna set it, and he's gonna feature a new person we probably haven't heard of. He's got this guy. You mentioned this guy to me a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I don't even know who the fuck you're talking about. And then I seen him on a track with Young Thug. That's kind of a low key hit out there. But Yeat, is that the name of the guy? Yeat.
Yeah, Yeat.
So Drake's got Yeat on the album too. I see down here. I haven't played that particular track yet. I have went through half the album already. It's pretty good, The first 3, yes, are underwhelming. It's not what you were expecting, but he does start giving the streets some love, and there's some heavy bass tracks later on in the album. And you know what I notice about Dre lately is he really loves to switch the beat in the middle of the song, halfway through the song.
Yeah, no, I this morning I sought out I always like seeing the credits for the albums, and like I saw how many different producers were on each record, and I was like, yeah, I assume he's probably gonna get a little crazy with it.
That's another point I hit on before you called. I was like, Drake wasn't he supposed to drop this album earlier in the summer or something? Wasn't it?
Yeah,
Didn't he push it back a few?
Like August, September, yeah.
Yeah, so and I was just making a point that, he's October's very own. If you see a Drake album that's going to drop close to October, just expect it in October. He's going to push it back. And the other point I made is he's probably got 300 samples on this album he's got to get cleared. So it probably took some time to get through all those, cut the tape on all that stuff. So,
yeah, I saw a quote from Drake saying that he was going to lock up the studio for a while after this one, and not to expect anything else for at least a year or so.
Yeah, because
so he definitely kind of gave a little extra and then some to kind of hold people over, I guess, for a while. If he sticks with that plan, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, 23 tracks, a lot of solos on here, a lot of solo songs, and a lot of songs with features and multiple features. So, like I said in the beginning, he's giving a little bit of everything for us to take into the new year and to hold us down for fall and winter. So, all right.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you need to live with it for a little bit. We'll talk about it later. We'll critique it. We'll critique it in the chat.
Yeah, definitely.
Thursday Night Football. We finally got a W.
Yeah, man. Bears are back.
There's
just no other way to put it.
Bears are back.
I mean, they're competitive, right? Like I understand the Washington team isn't exactly a playoff hardened ready squad, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's 2 games in a row now where they've actually put up respectable offensive performances, which is something that I mean has eluded the Bears throughout time.
Well, it's something they've been selling the fan base since they drafted Justin Fields. You know.
Yeah, I mean, after the game last week, people were leaving the stadium chanting Caleb Williams. Bears fans were. So I mean, there's angst, there's anger, and I mean, it's the one win doesn't heal all wounds, but it feels good, especially because how many times in prime time we just get whooped? We're just a laughing stock on Twitter.
Absolutely.
So good to not have that be the case again.
Yeah, it feels good, you know, and to do it with the weapons that we brought in, DJ Moore, finally Cole Kmet is putting a couple games together consistently, finding the end zone, being a safety blanket for Justin Fields. Safety blanket was a key term last night on the broadcast. But man, and you know, the team's depleted. We were losing, you know, we were already coming into this game down 3 starters on defense. The secondary is in shambles, and
yeah,
you know, and then during the game we lost all our running backs. We had a fullback, you know, who even uses a fullback anymore, but you know, I don't even know the guy's name, but thank God for him and holding on to the ball. You saw every time he took the handoff, boy, he had both hands locked on that ball. He did not want, he didn't want to be the one to put the ball on the turf, that's for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Kari Blasingame. That's his name.
Yeah.
You know, he's been here for a couple seasons. I'm not a big proponent of the fullback either, but you know, he earned his keep yesterday. I think his career high in carries was 3 coming to that game.
And his key highlights were he blocked for Derrick Henry. That's his top. That's his top resume. That's on the top of the resume. Blocked for Derrick Henry for several years. So, you know, he's a trusty, reliable person, and we needed that. And, you know, just DJ Moore, 8 catches, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean,
yeah, should have probably been 4.
Should have been 4 because, yeah, Justin Fields overthrew him once, and
that one where he, like, on the sidelines where they said he stepped out of bounds.
Oh.
I don't know if he stepped out of bounds on that one, but
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that would have been 4.
You know, usually they show about 30 you know, replays zoomed in, but for some reason, I guess in that old piece of crap Washington football stadium, they didn't have the angle.
Yeah, I don't get that either. You know, like Amazon, I'm not a big fan of the Amazon broadcast in general, but like, yeah, I thought, how was there not a replay of that? I don't know.
Any more points you want to touch on about the Bears in that particular game or moving forward?
Well, you know, it's kind of just they trade Claypool today, so I don't have to deal with that anymore. That headache's gone. Let someone else deal with that. That feels good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the leader in touchdown passes through 5 weeks, early 5 weeks, is Justin Fields. That's pretty insane to say at all, especially with how it started. But I mean, hey, they're doing something. You know, like I don't understand how it took 3 weeks. I don't understand how it's been such a grind just to get to this point, but it feels good to at least be at this point where they look like a real NFL team.
Absolutely.
That means a lot.
And if you had them on your fantasy team, DJ Moore and Justin Fields, I mean, they damn near got you 100 points yesterday between them.
I was going against Moore in a league, and it wasn't pretty. You know, you feel I'm cheering for the Bears mainly, but you're in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, can he stop scoring touchdowns on me?
Yeah, when it comes to your true football team and your fantasy team, there's a lot of conflicts of interest and.
Yeah, cause I'm not one to go double. I'm not one to kind of put all my heart into it. Like, so I don't really want a bunch of Bears on my team to get heartbroken.
Me neither. I got the Bears kicker, I think. But
enough of that.
Yeah, they haven't been good. I mean, if you got Fields and DJ Moore, which that's a big gamble. But yeah, moving forward, you know, Bears have been in every game. They've been in every game this year. I mean,
besides the Kansas City.
Besides for the Kansas City game, okay. I mean,
yeah, you're not expecting them to be in it, but yeah, that was like 35-3 at the half.
The play calling was questionable first 3 games, of course. Maybe just, what is it, Luke Getsy? Getsy, he's just maybe in his head a little bit too much. Slow start, trying to work. Maybe we're just under, pushing. Maybe it was Chase Claypool. Maybe he was the toxic Avenger in all this, because as soon as he was away from the team, that the Thursday, the Friday before Broncos game, everything clicked on offense. Everything seemed to go good. And I wonder if it's really just the one person in the locker room where everybody's trying to please them, and just the negative energy, they had to get it out the locker room. But, oh, well.
Yeah, I think something to it, too, is it felt like, and from the interviews and all that stuff, it felt like Getsy kind of had a little too much on the plate of Justin Fields. And Fields was back there not being able to read and react naturally. He was overthinking things. He was late on progressions, late on reads. And to see him over these last 2 games to make anticipatory throws and to get the ball out quick and to be very, very on top of the offense, it's wonderful to see. It was very pleasing to watch. I know it's not perfect. There's the left tackle's out. The center was injured last night. It's ups and downs still, but it looks smooth. It looks natural. It looks like the other teams in the league, which is something that, like I said, it's been invading the Bears kind of very often over the last few years.
Have we had any updates yet on Herbert injury, or no? Is that later today?
No updates on any of the injuries so far from what I've heard.
What other games are you looking forward to this week? Other than, of course, Cowboys 49ers, is there another game? We'll touch on Cowboys 49ers for like a minute, but is there another game besides for that you're eyeing, that you're looking at?
I don't know about super eyeing, but I want to see the Ravens Steelers, because Ravens Steelers is just always a treat.
Yeah,
the teams they just don't like each other.
You know who we got starting in that game, don't we? Mitch.
It's Pickett. I think Pickett's going to play.
Oh, is he? Okay.
I think Pickett's going to play.
I thought we were going to get a Mitch Trubisky sighting. He came out and just light it up.
It's best to keep those few and far between.
He just comes out and lights it up.
So that's definitely one. I'm trying to think of the rest of the slate. I can't think off of the head.
Yeah, I need Lamar Jackson to go off on that game. Obviously, we want to take a look at the 2 1-3 teams here. Bengals, Cardinals. Are the Bengals going to get it straightened out? What's going on? What's going on with the Bengals?
Joe Burrow's injured. He can't plant and drive off that calf, and he can't drive the football. It's just not there for him. He's zapped. I like to say it. It doesn't look normal.
So they need to just sit him until he gets right.
Yeah, they don't have a real backup.
Don't take any more chances.
They let that backup who was on the Cowboys there for a little bit, and Greer go. They don't have a real backup, so they kind of have to put him out there and kind of try and work with him. But you're realizing he's the engine of the offense. It's not the running game. I mean, Jamar Chase is amazing, but
yeah,
I mean that whole thing's been Joe Burrow.
Well, I mean they got amazing. I mean they got Higgins, Boyd, Chase. I mean they always have a decent tight end. They got Mixon. I mean it is Burrow. He's got to be able to plant that leg or foot or whatever is ailing him and throw the ball. So I mean, I'm just worried that if they keep starting an injured Burrow, it's just going to get more injured.
It's never going to heal properly, and yeah, that is probably the scare here. And it's disappointing in general as a football fan. You kind of want Joe Burrow to be good. He's been in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, Super Bowl. Yeah, you don't want to miss a whole year of the Chase and Burrow show. Yeah,
these are precious years, and yeah, you don't want to. And Higgins is coming up for that contract. There's no telling if they're actually going to pay him this year or not. So they got decisions to be made. They spent a lot of money on getting that. I think Orlando Brown it is from the Chiefs to play on the left side of the line.
Flexing O-line.
It's got to look a little better. It's got to look a little better. But, I mean, it kind of all goes back to that heel. I don't think he's washed. I don't think the team's necessarily bad. I think the quarterback just isn't able to play up to, like, par or standard Joe Burrow. It's just not there.
49ers Cowboys Sunday night. What are you looking for in that game? Who you got?
Can they heat up Purdy? Because at times Purdy hasn't looked great, but at other times he looks fine, and they got McCaffrey to lean on. But can, like, Micah Parsons and them get Purdy flustered enough that he makes mistakes? And I guess that's the same thing with the other team, right? Can Dallas's offense produce? Tony Pollard has been getting the carries, but he's not really ripping off big chunks. Dak Prescott has not really looked in command, but they still look good enough to be, 3-1?
Yeah, they are 3-1. San Francisco undefeated. Cowboys have the 13th best offense, second best defense. They're 16th in passing, 8th in rushing. 49ers are 4th in offense, 5th in defense, 11th in passing, 4th in rushing. Yeah, they're leaning heavily on CMC, maybe a little too heavy. They better pull back a little bit if they want him ready to go for the playoffs,
Yeah, I agree. And, I mean, the emergence of Brandon Ayuk cannot be understated.
Oh, my God. That guy is so good.
He's a baller.
I wish I would have got him on my fantasy.
Yeah, and that's a guy I've always liked. I mean, I've always been a fan since his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun to see. I'm glad he's taking that leap. I was on the train of kind of saying I think he's better than Samuel. And I don't know if we're going to say he's better than Debo just yet, but I think the case can almost be made because he's a more pure wide receiver, and he's really been him and Purdy got something there. There's some type of chemistry there, and it's funny because the Niners got a lot of weapons in there. They haven't even really used Kittle at all, really.
Yeah,
it's been kind of an afterthought, and you still got him in the middle of the field.
You got Debo.
Yeah, Debo, and I mean he got banged up a little bit. Was more of like a decoy last week. I'm sure he's gonna be ready to go. I know these two teams do not like each other. They've had fightings at camp, and they've had the Niners eliminate them from the playoffs a couple times. So there's some animosity there, and I think that's going to be really it's going to be really fun to see the game on Sunday night.
What I want to see from the Cowboys is I need to see CeeDee Lamb emerge and start claiming, his spot as one of the best receivers in the league. He's had a underwhelming season thus far, one game over 100 yards receiving, and that was against the Jets. Surprisingly, a better defense. Only one touchdown on the season, and that came in the first week against the Patriots. Only one touchdown. Yeah. And besides for the Jets game where he had 11 receptions for 143 yards, every other game, Giants, Patriots, Cardinals, he's only had 4 receptions. Only 4 receptions. CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, no, it's strange.
And I was about to pick him as my number 1 receiver in fantasy. Crazy.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Obviously, we're both Sooners fans.
Sooners.
Got me into the Sooners, so there's obviously love for Sedarius Lamb there. But, yeah, I don't know if it's on him. I don't know if he seems a little nonchalant. As in, attitude-wise.
Not aggressive enough for you to be number 1?
It seems like it sometimes. I mean, he does come out there and he makes the plays. He does the, wipe your nose, TD celebration, first down. But he just seems like a little too cool for school at times.
Yeah. That cowboy chic.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always – it's going to last forever. There's always questions with Dak.
Yeah.
I don't think that those will ever be fully put to bed unless he wins, like, a Super Bowl. And, really looks good. You could be Joe Flacco, remember? Is Joe Flacco elite? Remember those conversations when the Super Bowl, they pay him, and he's kind of out of the league 4 years later.
Oh, man, he got a nice payday. Well, that's our football talk. Real quick, let's just jump into some NBA. Are we excited about the basketball season, or are we not there yet? It's preseason, I know, but
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm always hyped for NBA. The news cycle in the NBA does not stop. It's year round. The trades, the banter,
What's your thoughts on what's your thoughts? I want to get your thoughts on emo Butler. Emo Jimmy Butler.
He's a character. I mean, you know, I'm not a Jimmy Butler guy. I mean, ever since he was on the Bulls, I'm not really a big fan. But he's a character. Last year, he did the dread extension for his media day. This year it was emo, kind of after losing the trade to Lillard before Lillard. Excuse me. I find it fun. It's fine if he wants to joke around the local media, and it's cool if he wants to do that.
You think he's gonna actually play a game with that hair?
No. No, he was already back the next day with braids.
Oh yeah,
in practice. Yeah, he's just having fun on the first day, kind of lighting it up a little bit. And I think everyone in Miami was a little down because of that not getting Lillard, because the fans. I mean, I'm big on NBA Twitter. The fans are real. They were real mouthy. They're real chesty. We're getting Lillard. It's happening. No chance that he's going anywhere else. And to not get him, I think that really kind of crushed the spirits of the Miami fans. So I think Jimmy kind of went out there to kind of change the vibe a little bit. Talk about something else.
Change the news cycle. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for NBA. It's another big season. There's a lot of big moves. I'm looking forward to fantasy, all that stuff. I love it.
How many more years will Nikola Jokic play?
That's interesting. That's an interesting question, because it definitely feels like if it was over under 4.5, I might take the under. He just doesn't seem to love the sport.
Yeah.
But you never know, because the NBA money is serious money. So
guaranteed contracts.
He may want to be back in Serbia doing the horse racing and stuff, but it's hard to turn down $40-50 million a season.
Yeah, I mean,
which is where we're headed with. There's a new TV rights deal that's going to happen within the next couple of years here for the NBA. So there's going to be a influx of cash and a raising of the cap.
Yeah, because they showed him walking in, and the video went viral the other day. He's walking in, both hands in his shorts, not making a scene. Doesn't look very happy to be in the building, ready for practice and preseason. The champ wanted a longer vacation.
Yeah, they asked him about it, right? And he was like, it wasn't my favorite season because we played an extra 2 months of basketball. I mean, sometimes I think he leans into it a little bit. I don't think he's just clueless to it. I know he leans in a little bit to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. He's a big man. The big men, you just never know. They don't last forever.
4 years taking the under. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. If he's got a better, more funner life back home, get another $200 million in NBA salary and hit the road.
Yeah, I mean, he's over there. He likes to go home to Serbia. He races his horses.
I'm sure he's got all kinds of Serbian deals.
He drinks his Slivovic, which is the famous Serbian alcohol. It's got to be good. He's probably the king over there. So I could see why do you want to come back here, to America, and then you got to live in Denver, which is probably not that bad, but
Denver of all places where it's super cold. Well, I mean, Serbia's probably cold.
Yeah, the weather's wacky, and you got that altitude over there. So I'm sure that's not fun.
Yeah. Maybe if he was flying back to Miami, he would have a different tone. But
yeah, you never know. I wonder how many Serbians there are in Denver, Colorado. I don't know.
Probably a few more since he's been there.
Right? Yeah. Hey, we go Jokic.
Well, that's all I had on the docket for today. Couple good hits there: football, basketball, and the Drake album. I think that's
not much else to talk about, right? I mean, hockey's starting. I'm not a big hockey guy, but I'll be tuning in to see how Bedard plays and following along with that for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, we got OU Texas this weekend, Red River Shootout. You want to give your prediction on the final score? We're not going to get deep into the weeds of that. We're not heavy on the college football scene. We'll save that for somebody else. But if you want to give your final score, that's fine. Go ahead. You want to be on record?
Well, yeah. Well, my heart's always going to be with the Sooners. like I said, they're playing pretty hard right now. I just don't know if they're going to have enough with Quentin Ewers and the way Texas has kind of been able to establish this team. So I'll go Texas 42, OU 28.
High scoring.
Yeah, I mean these guys have been putting up the points, and that Ewers kid's been running a lot and throwing a lot, and Gabriel same deal.
Yeah, Gabriel.
It's a big test for Venables' defense.
Yep, there you go. I will take the Sooners 38, Texas 35. There you go. There you have it.
That would be fun. That'd be fun. I hope you're correct.
38, 35.
I'd rather see them win. I'd like to do the trash talk of the Texas fans. I don't.
Last team with the ball wins. Field goal, 37-yarder. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for us today. I'll give you a holler later off the podcast.
Yeah, for sure, man. Anytime. I love to contribute, man. Thank you.
Yeah, call in next time. I'll let you know. All right.
For sure.
Peace out.
Peace.
That was Big Mike from Chicago, childhood friend. We grew up together in the city, in the bricks. Well, folks, that's the show. I'm not going to promise that the show is going to always be like this all the time. It's going to be different things. I can talk about whatever I want to talk about because it's my podcast. Sports, movies, music, news, happy news, good news, maybe some bad news mixed in. But there's plenty of bad news out in the world that you can find on your own. I don't have to bring it to you. But we'll talk about many things, and you can always call in to join. Just hit me in the DM for the number, and because I'm not going to put my number on blast out there like that. And this has been the Chris G podcast show. Thank you for listening. Tune in next time.